She's so fine. Hell of a hell of a blows my mind. Hell of a lights my day.
What's good, guys? Today is Thursday, July the 6th, 2023. This story is coming out of Mobile, Alabama. A very, very horrible situation going on down there. The family of 38-year-old Jawan Dallas, the man who died after being shot twice with a Taser stun gun by Mobile police on Sunday, is demanding the city release body cam footage of the incident. For him to be tased to death, Christine Dallas, mother of Jawan, said in a press conference today, "It's not right. It's unimaginable. It hurts. And I want something done about it." His mother, Christine, and her attorney, Harry Daniels, has sent a formal request for the body cam footage to the city of Mobile, pursuant to HB 289, and they did that today. That is the new state law, which officially goes into effect in September, and it provides procedures for family members to request to see the body cam or dashboard cameras, but does not say that police must make the footage available. Now, ain't that something? Now, Mobile, Alabama NAACP President Robert Clopton said that while he understands the law, he is hopeful that the Mobile Police Department will release the footage. Why not show the video, he said. We want to make sure that the Constitution is followed all the time, where there's no unlawful arrest or brutality by law enforcement. Everyone has the constitutional right to live. Now, police said in a release that officers were responding to a call of a residential burglary at a local mobile home park at around 9:45 p.m. on Sunday, when they encountered two men. While attempting to identify one of the men, later identified as Jawan Dallas, Dallas attempted to flee, police said. A struggle between Jawan Dallas and an officer ensued, and the officer used his taser to try and subdue Jawan Dallas, but it did not have any effect, according to the release, and Jawan Dallas then attempted to grab the stun gun from the officer. After a brief struggle, police said, the officer fired the stun gun a second time. Now, this time, Jawan Dallas went down, and medical personnel were called to the scene because Jawan Dallas began experiencing what police described as a medical emergency. Well, folks, he died later at the hospital. His father, Phil Williams, said, "You guys supposed to be here to serve and protect, not destroy. We need help. We're going to get justice for Jawan J. Dallas." The state Supreme Court in 2021 found police are not required to release investigative records, including, pay attention, including body cam and dash cam footage. According to the 2023 law, family or representatives of families, including an attorney, can request to see the footage. Now, police must respond to their request. However, if they choose to deny the request, police do not have to give a reason. Ridiculous. And the law says the family members shall not copy or record the recording itself. According to Dallas's attorney, Daniels, an eyewitness said that Jawan Dallas was about 100 yards away from the scene of an alleged burglary call. That witness saw police stun Jawan Dallas shortly after he left his vehicle unarmed, and later saw him fall backward and call for help as he grabbed his chest, complaining of pain before officers stunned him one more time, said Attorney Daniels. At that point, the eyewitnesses say Jawan Dallas just stopped moving. Now, his mother went on to say that Jay was a great guy. He was awesome. He helped and loved everybody, all his sisters, brothers, nieces, nephews, cousins, homeless people, people in the neighborhood. Jay would give his last dime to help any and everybody. I just want justice for my son because my son shouldn't have left here this way. Now, Mobile police said Monday that they were awaiting several reports to assist in determining Jawan J. Dallas's cause of death. They declined to comment on the Attorney Daniels' allegations on Wednesday, citing the open investigation, which is an excuse that they typically use. Now, I'm going to play a video of his family at the conference today, just for reference, so that you guys can see and hear what they're talking about.
Today's press conference is the official press conference surrounding the death of Mr. Jawan Dallas, and which occurred on Sunday, July the 2nd at approximately 9:46 p.m. First, I want to thank the community for their patience. We understand that there's been a few days in between this incident, but I think it's necessary considering that we had a national holiday this past week, the first of the week, and considering vacations and time off. I just think it was very important before I gave the press conference that we made sure we had factual information before we came and gave it to the community. I want to offer my sincere condolences to the Dallas family. Our condolences or prayers of the police department, certainly of me, is with the family during this trying time. We understand. I certainly am empathetic to the situation and understanding, being a law enforcement officer for many, many years. And the police department does not take the death of anyone haphazardly. And so we want to make sure that that's known to the family. I think it's important that we have this press conference today, primarily because there's been a lot of misinformation put out to the community, a lot of false narratives, allegations that are being made that are unwarranted without any facts or merits to this case. So today we're going to talk just a little bit about the occurrence and how it went down. On Sunday, July the 2nd at approximately 9:46 p.m., Mobile Police Department responded to a 911 call of a burglary in progress at 5413 Carol Plantation Road, coming from Lot 33. The caller stated that an unknown person was breaking into his trailer, the dogs were making notification, and that he needed the police. When asked to describe the subject, he described the individual that was breaking into the trailer as a black male, known in the area, possibly a homeless individual that was wearing either a red shirt or red shorts. When the call was transferred to the Mobile Police Department dispatch, the caller then advised that the subject that was trying to break into his trailer had subsequently moved down to Lot 27. The officers immediately went to Lot 27, and upon entering the premises between Lot 27 and 28, they encountered two individuals. One of the individuals complied with the officers and gave the officer his identification card. The second individual was identified as Jawan Dallas, who was inside the driver's seat, sitting in the driver's seat of a vehicle. The officers inquired several times for Mr. Dallas's identification card. He continued to evade the question, did not give the identification card to the officers. He was, moving around, a lot of strange movement in the car. He was moving to the back seat with his hands. He was reaching under the vehicle. And these are calls for concerns for safety matters for officers. The officers, because he failed to give the ID card, because he failed to get out of the car when he was requested to do so, the officers opened the driver's side door, asked Mr. Dallas to step out. Mr. Dallas got out of the vehicle, and almost immediately Mr. Dallas made an attempt to flee from the officers and run. The officers tackled Mr. Dallas and immediately ensued in a struggle on the ground with Mr. Dallas, who was actively resisting arrest. Mr. Dallas, at some point after the officers attempted to tase Mr. Dallas, which was ineffective, did not affect Mr. Dallas. Mr. Dallas was able to grab the taser and effectively tried to take it from the possession of the police officer. At some point, the officers were able to maintain control of the taser while Mr. Dallas continued to resist and fight. At one point during the struggle, Mr. Dallas also attempted to bite one of the police officers. The officers were able to finally detain, subdue, and handcuff Mr. Dallas, at which time Mr. Dallas had asthma and that he could not breathe, and he said that he could not breathe several times. The officers ensured that he was laying on his back to ensure that his airway was open and called for Mobile County EMS to respond. Mobile County EMS responded because this is in the police jurisdiction, not in the city of Mobile. It should be noticed that when EMS arrived, they triaged Mr. Dallas, trying to assess his vitals, at which point Mr. Dallas collapsed. While they were rendering aid, Theodore Fire Rescue also responded to the location to assist Mobile County EMS, subsequently transported him to Providence Hospital, where later he subsequently died. I want to make it important that, make it known that this is an active, ongoing investigation, not only with the Mobile Police Department, but the District Attorney's Office, as well as the Department of Justice, FBI. You may ask, why was the FBI involved? Because there were allegations of violation of civil rights. And so it was important for us to be transparent with the community, transparent with the media, and certainly transparent with the FBI, so it is properly investigated and that all parties independently can review the facts of this case. So with that said, I do think it's important to note this, that from the time Mr. Dallas was handcuffed to the time he had his medical emergency was approximately 21 minutes. We have given you a lot of detailed information, a lot of times that we don't necessarily give, but again, this press conference was designed solely for the purpose to quell misinformation. So with that said, we'll take a few questions, certainly from you, and give you the best answer that we certainly have as we know it today.
Was Dallas wearing red clothing and was he armed?
Yes, so Mr. Dallas was wearing a pair of either red shorts or red pants. I'm not sure if they were pants rolled up, but they were a pair of red shorts or pants. Just a moment, please. So he did have a firearm under the driver's side seat of that vehicle, the vehicle that he was initially occupying. And I think the next question is Ariel.
Could you are you willing to show us a screenshot of what Mr. Dallas was wearing?
No, I don't have that available.
Would you be able to make it?
As of right now, no. That is a part of the body-worn camera, and we don't have stills of it. Right. So, as it relates to drugs, Mr. Dallas had in his immediate possession what appeared to be crystal methamphetamine and analog marijuana, commonly known as spice. And your second question? So, you know, we're not here to disparage Mr. Dallas, but I do think it's important to note it may give some indication as to why he certainly attempted to flee and fight, but he is a convicted felon. And I think it's important to note, at the time, Mr. Dallas had 2 active probation revocation warrants for his arrest.
And in terms of the body camera footage, I understand you're also releasing it generally to the public. The family has requested it.
So the Mobile Police Department certainly has a long-standing policy that we don't release any body-worn camera footage. As you know, that is material evidence for the courts, and we want to make sure that the investigation keeps its integrity, and so I think that you find that at no surprise.
If he was sick or something, I could understand it, but for him to be tased to death, beat, or whatever, it's not right. It's unimaginable. It hurts, and I want something done about it.
The family's lawyer demanding answers.
He was tased, beaten, according to eyewitness accounts, tased multiple times, and he died as a result. This is bad. We're not going to sugarcoat it. This is bad. The city of Mobile got an answer for this. This is the type of case where you need Washington, D.C., the federal government to come in. to see what really happened, because if you don't, it's gonna get swept under the rug.
I just want justice for my son because my son shouldn't have left here this way.
Dallas's stepfather, Phil Williams, says he'll remember him as a loving son.
A great guy.
A great
The
son.
world's greatest son.
Humble, very humble.
Very humble.
Give.
Lovable. Giving.
Loving.
You know?
Loved everybody.
Jay had no problem with nobody.
No one.
No one, ever.
No one.
That's the reason it's so hard.
Now, the family has hired well-known national civil rights lawyer Harry Daniels. And he said at the press conference today that Jawan J. Dallas was an innocent bystander and that multiple, that means more than one, eyewitnesses had reported to his firm that Dallas was nowhere near an alleged burglary. So there's that, guys. According to Attorney Daniels, he was about 200 yards down the street from this alleged burglary call when the police arrived. He had no reason to speak to them whatsoever. He wasn't a suspect in any crime. There was no probable cause. He was not involved in anything. So we're going to see what the Mobile Police Department does. And it's probably not going to be a pretty thing, guys. I'm going to go ahead and warn you. But I definitely wanted to share this story on the channel because it is definitely making the news, as it should. Thanks for watching, guys.